panels, whether manufactured using the corked method or the hot welded method, are immensely strong. They carry a 5-year warranty against colour fading, splitting or any other form of surface degradation, but like anything else, the longevity will be enhanced with a little bit of maintenance. So warm soapy water and a scrubbing brush is generally sufficient to keep the surface clean. However, if they really do get very dirty, it's not a problem to use the jet wash on them. That should clean all the ingrained dirt out of the surface. Now, I talked to you earlier and mentioned the fact that my personal preference is for the welded panels. One of the features of that is that you're likely to have purchased a welder to manufacture those panels. That being the case, it does give you the option to repair any damage that you might incur to the surface of your deck. The product itself is extremely resilient, but accidents do happen. Should you by any chance damage the surface in this sort of manner, and you can see that wasn't easy to do, if you have a welder, you have the means to repair it, and I shall show you how to do that now. In order to repair such damage, you'll need to purchase a length of the Re-Teak repair rod. It's exactly the same colour as the surface of the deck, and what you'll need to do is to cut yourself a length of it off, and basically using the welder you weld over it onto the deck. So you take your welder, clean the end of the nozzle to make sure there's no black residue in there from when you've welded the deck up before. Just pass the weld rod through a couple of times to warm it up. And then applying quite a lot of pressure, just weld across the edge of the damage. Withdraw it, because this is a little wider, the actual damage is a little wider than the weld rod itself. So just do it a couple of times, just to make sure that you fill the void. Obviously, if you've got a long gouge or something, you're going to need to weld all the way along the length of the gouge. But weld in nice and slow, good and hard, pushing it right down into the damaged area. And then taking your chisel or spatula, cut it flush. And then what you need to do is to leave that for a couple of minutes to allow it to cool down, and then with your 40 grit sandpaper, in one direction along with the grain, you simply sand it smooth. You will notice that there is a little lightening the surface of the deck. This will fade, but as you can see now, the gouge has now been removed. And after a couple of weeks of UV on it, a bit of sunlight, this will have faded back and matched completely. As you can see, that area has now been repaired, and it's exactly the same should you damage the cork line. You just need to use the black cork and follow exactly the same procedure. If you've got a gouge that's gone across diagonally, you're going to have to, almost in a zebra effect, weld different colour bits of cork in, cut them off and sand them in the same manner.